Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Thunder Dragon deck. So you guys have been requesting this one like crazy on the channel because we just got Thunder Dragon Lord, which is kind of a replacement boss monster for Colossus. It's not quite a replacement, but it'll have to do because Colossus is still banned, unfortunately. I think Colossus will eventually go back to 1. I don't think it'll ever go back to 3 because that card was insane at 3. But let's get started on this. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell on there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out that Patreon because we have some awesome rewards for you guys, like getting a signed card sent to you in the mail, getting your name screened for every single video, or even getting to request a deck profile just like this one every single month that you are a patron. So let's get straight on into this one, guys. So first off, we are playing 3 copies, yes 3, of Thunder Dragon Lord. Now I know a lot of people just played this card at 2 when I've seen a lot of Yugioh Pro replays, and when I replayed with this deck, I was like, man, I really wish I had another Thunder Dragon Lord because I can summon it, which is insanely good. This card is a really good beat stick. It also has a really neat effect that it cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be first special summoned by banishing a level 8 or lower Thunder monster from your hand or face from your field, which then triggers all of your Thunder Dragons like Dark, Hawk, or Roar, all of their effects, which is really good. And it basically is like, hey, I'm going to summon for free. And then during the turn, a Thunder Dragon, or a Thunder monster, you might as well say Thunder Dragon, but a Thunder Monster effect is activated in the hand. Your opponent, once per opponent's turn, you can, quick effect, you can banish 2 cards from your graveyard, including a Thunder Monster, to target 1 Thunder Monster you control, and your opponent cannot target it with card effects this turn. And then once per turn, during your end phase, you can send a Thunder Dragon card from your deck to the graveyard, which is just stacking the graveyard for cards like Chaos Dragon Levinair, your copies of the Thunder Dragon Duo, or even sending them to the graveyard to get their effects off, which is super cool. 3 copies of Thunder Dragon. Thunder Dragon is the OG Metal Raider original, that you can discard to add up to 2 copies of Thunder Dragon from your hand. Now, you only ever want to add a single copy of Thunder Dragon off of its effect because you want to be able to use its effect again the next turn to be able to discard another copy of it, activate its effect, and then be able to trigger its effect all over again. We play 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Dark. Thunder Dragon Dark is a neat card. It's actually, I don't even know which one's my favorite artwork out of them all. I actually got them all in the prismatics, and I love all of them. I think they have some of the coolest art in Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably Roar. I think Roar is probably my favorite of them all. But this one's effect is that you can quick effect discard this card to add a Thunder Dragon Dark from your deck to your hand. And if this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Thunder Dragon card from your deck to your hand, which is pretty good. 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Hawk. Thunder Dragon Hawk is a really neat one that's kind of like a magical mallet. You can discard it to special summon a Thunder Dragon monster from your that is banished or in your graveyard, except another copy of Hawk, and if it's banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can shuffle any number of cards from your hand into the deck and then draw the same number of cards, which is kind of neat to just be able to get you that additional, like, kind of unbricking you or digging deeper into the deck to draw cards that you really feel like you need in certain situations. Then we play 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Roar. Thunder Dragon Roar is hands down my favorite of all the artworks. But this one's effect is that you can discard this card to add 1 card, to add to your hand 1 of your Thunder Dragon cards that's banished or in your graveyard. And if this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon a Thunder Dragon monster from your deck in defense position, which is really cool to be able to just instantly special summon like a Dark or a Hawk directly from your deck because you just banish this card off of another card effect. But it return it to the hand during the end phase. Not that big of a deal because you're usually going to use it for your Thunder Dragon Titan. Then we play 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Matrix. Thunder Dragon Matrix is basically the baby egg version of them, kind of like how Blue Eyes and Red Eyes got eggs. This one's the egg of them, which is kind of neat, because what you do with this card is you can discard it to target a Thunder monster you control, and it gains 500 attack, and if this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Thunder Dragon Matrix from your deck to your hand. Really good effect to just be able to just net you another Thunder Dragon Matrix, and it's really good to just normal summon this card and then link it away, but it's really good for the triggering Thunder Monster's effect in your hand, because you're not really worried about just discarding this card and then triggering its effect to be able to special summon a Thunder Dragon Lord, which is kind of cool. And if you guys didn't notice, in the center of Thunder Dragon Lord, that ball is actually Matrix, which is kind of neat. 1 copy of Thunder Dragon Duo. Thunder Dragon Duo is kind of like Blackluster Soldier, Envoy at the beginning. You banish a Light and Dark from your graveyard, which is going to trigger all of your Thunder Dragons. And if effect is activated in the hand, once per turn, if a monster effect is activated in the hand, this card gains 3 under attack until the end phase of the turn. And then when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can banish a card from your graveyard to add a Thunder monster from your deck to your hand. And then once per turn, during your opponent's end phase, you can target one of your banished cards and place it on the top or the bottom of your deck, which helps you get your resources back, which is super, super nice. So that's it for the Thunder Dragons. Let's get into the other support that we're playing in this deck. So for the other support that we're playing in here, we're playing 3 copies of Batteryman Solar. Batteryman Solar is a 3-of to me because when it's normal summoned, you can special summon, or you can send a, when it's normal or special summon, you can send a Thunder monster from your deck to the graveyard. And if a Thunder monster is normal or special summoned while this card's on the field, you can send it, or you can special summon a Batteryman token with its 0/0, and then target one Batteryman effect monster you control or in your graveyard, and that monster, or this card's name becomes that monster's name, which is not really pivotal to this effect. Basically what you're doing is you're trying to get the token on the field so you can link it away, or use it in material for a fusion summon or something like that, that you just really want to get your Batteryman Solar on the field just to foolish burial your Thunder Dragons to the grave. Then we play 3 copies of Aloof Lupine. Aloof Lupine is a 3-of to me as well. I kind of bump between 2 and 3 of Aloof Lupine and 2 and 3 of Batteryman Solar. But Aloof Lupine is really cool because when this card is normal summoned, you can banish one monster from your hand and then banish one monster from your deck with the same type as that monster, which is going to trigger both of the Thunder Dragon's effects, which is super neat to be able to do. And if this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its own possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target one of your banished monsters and add it back to your hand. So it just replaces itself as well, which is super neat. I played 2 copies of Chaos Dragon Levinair. Chaos Dragon Levinair, I've wanted to play at 3 in this deck, but with Thunder Dragon Lord now out, I kind of just bumped it down to 2. Which basically you have to banish a combination of light and dark monsters up to 3. If you banish only light, you special summon a monster from your graveyard. If you banish only dark, you shuffle a random card from your opponent's hand in the deck. But if you banish light and dark, you destroy 2 cards on the field, which is nice. I like that being able to pop 2 cards on the field. And then 2 copies of Nibiru as well, because the Nibiru just help us board wipe our opponent, go into Titan, pop cards on the field, attack them with 3200, which is ridiculously good. So that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're playing 3 copies of Call by the Grave because you need to stop your opponent's hand traps. It's not that big of a deal if they banish stuff, but you don't want to get them where they hit something that you're trying to add from deck to hand, because that can be really crap, to be honest with you, if they hit something that you're trying to add to your hand, which I really hate when that happens. 1 copy of Gold Sarcophagus. Gold Sarcophagus is really good in here because if you banish a card from your deck, you're just going to banish one of your Thunder Dragons and then trigger their effects. 1 copy of Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is super nice in here because Instant Fusion lets us special summon our Kaminari attack, which is going to then be able to use to summon our copy of Thunder Dragon Titan, which is really, really nice. 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. The 3 Allure of Darkness is really good because it's basically free real estate. Because when you activate this card, you draw 2 and then banish a dark from the hand. Hey, guess what? Our monsters like being banished because they trigger effects when they're banished. Allure of Darkness is single-handedly the best draw card for this deck, and I would always suggest playing this card at 3 in the deck. Then we play 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Fusion. Thunder Dragon Fusion is kind of one of those weird cards that a lot of people didn't play in the deck originally, and then finally realized that this card is ridiculously good in the deck, because basically what you do with this card is it's really good to be able to use, because you fusion summon a Thunder monster from your extra deck, you shuffling fusion materials that's listed on it into the deck from among cards on the field in your graveyard, or face up banish cards, which we banish a lot in this deck. So basically you're just recycling your resources to get a Titan on the field, which is ridiculously good. Then it also has the ability that during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, that you can banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 Thunder monster from your deck to your hand. So it not only fusion summons monsters, but it also gives us free monsters on our side of the field as well, or free searches as well, which is really good. So I always recommend playing this card at 3 because you're going to get that extra advantage of getting those extra monsters to your hand, which is super, super nice, along with all the other cards. This deck really, really searches and really shows why it was a tier 1 deck at a given time until they banned Titan, which really sucks. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're playing 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Titan. This basically turned into Titan Turbo once Thunder Dragon Colossus got banned, which kind of sucks and is kind of great all at once because the deck is really good because it does what it does correctly. Basically what this card does is when it's on the field, it must be fusion summoned or special summoned by banishing a thunder monster from your hand and a thunder fusion monster you control, except another copy of Thunder Dragon Titan, which you can always use Kaminari Attack to be able to go into this card, which is really nice to be able to do because you just basically say, hey, I'm going to banish a Kaminari Attack and any thunder monster in my hand, trigger the thunder monster effect that I just banished, and then special summon a 3200 beat stick that also has really, really good effects besides being able to just summon that easy. It also has the ability that, in which case you do not use polymerization, and when a thunder monster effect is activated in the hand, even during the damage step, quick effect, you destroy a card on the field. And if this card were to be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish 2 cards from your graveyard instead, which is really good because it then triggers the other thunder monsters. Kaminari Attack, which is our single one of target for our it's our single one of target for instant fusion, which is just still pretty good. It's why the instant fusion got hit because of this deck, in my opinion. Because this deck was so good because it would summon Kaminari Attack and then immediately go for Thunder Dragon Titan. And that's how they put this deck in check because this deck was running rampant all over the meta. So this card is single-handedly the reason that it got hit. Then we play for the Link monsters. We're playing a Boral Sword Dragon, which the Boral Sword Dragon really helps out to help OTK. 1 copy of Topologic Zero Boros. This card is really neat in the deck and is a really, in my opinion, really cheeky tech card that I play because it can be you cannot special summon monsters to zones this card you cannot special summon or set monsters to an extra monster zone this card points to. And it gains 200 attack for each banished card, which you're going to be banishing a lot of cards in this deck anyways. And if another monster is special summoned to a zone a Link monster points to, while this card is on the field, you can banish all cards on the field, and then once per turn during your standby phase, during the next turn of this card was banished by its own effect, you special summon this banished card, which is really good because you're banishing a bunch of Thunder Dragons, and it doesn't matter if you banish your entire field because you're just going to get it right back with other effects. 1 copy of Super Soldier, or Soldier of Chaos. Soldier of Chaos is really easy to go into with Chaos Dragon Levineer or something like that, and then it just gets so many buffs by just attacking. 1 copy of Unicorn just to be able to bounce stuff. 1 copy of Phoenix to pop spells and traps. Some Summon Summoner is still a 1-up to me because basically you get once per turn during your opponent's turn, you can quick effect discard a card and then target a Thunder monster in your graveyard, except a Link monster, and then special summon to a zone this card points to, which is pretty good to be able to do. Just end with a Titan or 2, and then this, and then bring back one of your Thunder Dragons to your side of the field is really good. Cross Sheep, because you can fusion summon in this deck, and if a fusion monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, you special summon something, which is pretty good because you can special summon Battery Man Solar, Thunder Dragon Matrix, you can special summon stuff like that. Predaplant Verte Anaconda is really good too because Verte Anaconda just lets you use Thunder Dragon Fusion at any time, which is super good. I really like that effect to be able to go straight into Titan with this card. 1 copy of Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh is basically here in case you normal summon the Thunder Dragon Matrix. And then something that I think a lot of people have forgotten about in this deck is a single copy of Gustav Max. Gustav Max lets us burn our opponent for 2k. You go into it with double Titan, and then you also have a really good OTK piece that you can go into as well, which is Super Rail Cannon Juggernaut Libby, that you can burn your opponent for 2k and then attack them a bunch of times with Juggernaut Libby, because all you have to do is go 2 Titans into this and then swing at your opponent and OTK them. It's an option for you guys. I don't go into it all that much because the deck handles on its own pretty well, but it's a really, really, really good option if you want to go that route. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a really fun deck to play around with. Do I think it's going to see competitive play much anymore? Not until we get another Colossus. Not until we get at least Colossus back to 1. I don't think it's going to come back to seeing competitive play. Maybe as a Tier 2 Rogue deck, but Tier 1, not going to happen. So anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell next to become part of the notification squad. Definitely check out the Patreon down in the description. And definitely tell me what you think of this Thunder Dragon deck profile. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.